Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday afternoon, September 24th, and we are looking at Window Traders market profile of SPY, IWM, and triple Qs. A lot to get to today. We'll be doing all three of these indices charts, breaking them down. Very interesting week, very interesting day. Sellers push all week, and meanwhile, we close up on the week about $2.50 in the SPY. Here's something. We have inside days in all three of these indices. I don't remember the last time that's ever happened. Triple Qs and SPY and ES attempted to go get yesterday's highs, but they failed. Triple Q had a chance for a trend day. Believe it or not, they didn't take out the IB, ES, and Qs until K period. Amazing. Then they tried to go trend and failed. Triple Qs a couple of times tried to go trend, failed, but they end up holding Ls. So Qs go out with a trend day up, a price probe, and an afternoon pullback low. Russell, a little disturbing close by Russell because they had a chance to have an outside week up if they closed above 223. Actually, we'll go on the chart and look. Actually, it might be close, but they were way above it in M's range and then absolutely gave it all back late. I don't think they had it, but when we go to the charts, we'll see. As far as us, we end 10 wide. Inside day, overlapping the lower value. Had a good day. Didn't do a lot of trading. Actually, the best trade of the day for me was an A period when we absolutely shot up. Now look, the market was short, right? They pushed it down yesterday late. They were short overnight. And then they just started. They opened with lower value and then just ripped up. Now, I'm in fives. It doesn't look as good, but when we got to value low the first time, I took a size 444 put, backed off enough where it made me good money on that trade. And then the second rip up, we got right up to the 50-day moving average, did another 100 lot, and as that pulled back even more. So two really, really nice short plays off of those visual areas and against short covering. It was an inventory adjustment. Didn't know how long it was going to go, but it got to two visual areas that I wanted to short it at. I didn't do anything then after that for a while. Actually, a good part. We had a wide POC. We weren't getting much. We were up in B, down in C. E was a reversal bar. Not a lot happening. So I really just sat and watched. I took a small short in J. The reason I took the short is I was hoping that it got down to, at the time, value low and where half back was. Obviously, half back got raised when we made new highs, K through M. I thought that would have been a really good long to take against going back to POC. Short never got down there, took it off for small. What I did do, though, is when K finally took out J's high, got above the 144, I'm like, we should at least get to I's high. I bought 100 of the 442 calls, and it sat there. Went up, down, I was making pennies. Finally, I made money on it, but nothing what I should have. I took off the last of it right above I's high, and then after I get out, it decides to rip and take out the IB. So still a good day, still a good trade. The reason for the trade worked. It did exactly what I thought it would do. I didn't think we were going to go ripping above B. I didn't think we had the tempo or volume. Now, we didn't end up holding the trend, but we do go out with a price probe. As far as destinations on Monday, so for the upside, and we did close. Here's another thing before we get to that. We went back and forth. Another reason I didn't take any trades, a good part of the morning after that, those two really nice shorts in A, we went back and forth through the 50-day moving average all morning. Actually, we went through it for the first 6 time frames. And then we stayed above it in G and H. We tested it again. I and J, I was looking for it to come out a little more, take that nice long. They tested below it twice, never saw it in K, and then we closed above it by about $1. Does that mean we're out of the woods yet? No. But we'll get to that when we get to the charts. As far as destinations, we have today's high of 444.67. Then we have yesterday's high, and that's a real important level for me, and we'll go do that on the charts. 440.489 weekly high. Then we have 445.37 daily high, and then nothing to 448.36 daily high and 448.41 daily high. For the downside, I'm using L's high as my price probe, 444.28. 443.19, G's low, 10 wide. 442.79, I and J's low, afternoon pullback low. 441.21, today's low, and 439.60, yesterday's low. Now, let's go to the charts, because we're going to spend some time here. Some interesting things going on. We're going to start with the Russell, okay? So the monthly has not changed. We could keep looking at this monthly for the past 6 months, which we've had, and we still are in a 6-month balance until we take out March's high or March's low. Nothing's changed. And also, you're going to need to get acceptance below one of those. Now, what we did do so far this month, we did take out last month's high, which was an inside month, but we've gotten nothing for it. So with 4 days to go in the month, it is really flat balance. Weekly, this is what here was a little disturbing thing at the end of the day. If they had closed above 223.77, they could have had an outside week up. And late in M period, they were, well, in M period, they were, and then they gave it all up, and we closed at 223.05. So they don't have the outside week up, but they do put themselves back into balance. So they're back in balance on the weekly. So monthly balance, weekly balance. And then on the daily, now, again, this is an art. We have had inside days. A lot of people with inside days go automatically to balance. Since they're one-time framing up for 3 days, actually 4 days, an inside day does not stop the one-time framing up, right? We did not take out yesterday's low. So in all these indices, I would call Russell, I'm still going to call it up and give them the benefit of the doubt. If they take out Monday's low, then we're obviously back to balance. If you want to call it balance, you can certainly do that. So for now in IWM, monthly balance, weekly balance. How about we call daily balance to up? Now, let's go to the triple Qs. Monthly. Remember, unlike us, they have not taken out last month's low. So they are still one-time framing up for 5 months with 4 days to go in the month. So the monthly is healthy. Weekly, down. Even though we covered a lot today this week, and we got from 4 weeks or 6 weeks ago, that weekly low was 359.96. We got a dollar above, almost to it. Then we came back. It is still down. Until we take out, say, this week's high, the weekly is down. So monthly up, weekly down, daily, again, you can call it up, you can call it balance because it's an inside day. They close they close above their 50-day moving average by $3. So that's pretty healthy. So again, monthly is up, weekly is down, daily you can either call it up or up to balance. And we're between the 50 and the 20, just like we are. Actually, what was Russell? Is Russell between theirs? Nope. Yeah, Russell closed between the 50 and the 20. So all three of these indices have also closed. Pretty unusual. All three of the indices are closed between the 50 and the 20-day moving averages. All three of us have inside days. That's pretty interesting. We'll see who's going to win and which way we're going to come out of. Are we going to get acceptance above the 20 and start going back to all-time highs, or back below the 50 and we start making new lows? Now for us, monthly is balance, 3-month balance. With 4 days to go, again, everything's on the table. An outside month down's on the table, an outside month's up on the table. We do need some pretty good moves to get either one, but they're both on the table with 4 days to go in the quarter and the month. So we're balancing the monthly. Weekly is down. This is why this week's high is very important, which is yesterday's high. Everybody, I think, is feeling that the bulls are wrestling control back from the bears. And I'm not denying that the bears have given up a lot. But until they at least give up the down in the weekly and come into balance, I'm still saying they're in charge. And then on the daily, again, one time framing up 4 days, above the 50, below the 20. You can call it up, you could call it balanced up. I'm calling it up right now. But here's the key. Lightest volume of the week, 60 million so far with the after hours. But this is, again, I don't believe in coincidences in trading whatsoever. So the fact that all three of these indices closed below their 20 and above their 50 is telling you this market is looking to break, I think, pretty good one way or the other in this fourth quarter. Whether it's back to the upside and all-time highs or whether it's to the downside to get more weak longs out, I'm not sure yet. But that's definitely on the table, the way these things are setting up. And having an inside day could give us an early indication how next week's going to form, especially going into the end of the quarter. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. Hope you had a great day. Enjoy your weekend. And we'll speak prior to the opening on Monday.